this episode, we will unravel the latest way to stay on top of legal trends, explore their impact, and provide practical insights to keep you ahead of the curve. Whether you're a legal professional or someone with an interest in law, join us as we navigate the intricate world of legal trends. Listen in for more.
Before we get into this episode, we would like to thank our Season 4 sponsor, Affirm Investigative Solutions, your go-to litigation support company. Without them, we would not be able to keep upgrading and integrating new concepts to this growing podcast. If you would like to take your support further, feel free to hit the support button on our Let's Talk Paralegal website so we can continue providing quality and empowering content for you and all our listeners.
Hey guys, it's your girl Etta. Welcome to the Let's Talk Paralegal podcast. Today we are going to talk about navigating legal trends, and we're going to guide you on how to always stay informed. As we know, the legal industry is continuously upgrading, updating, laws are changing, evolving, you name it. It is within the legal industry. And of course, everything that happens around the world and within our own countries, well, that affects the law, right? And it's the heartbeat. So the legal industry is the heartbeat of everything that we touch, from marriage to getting into your car to purchasing a home. So really getting the gist of it and staying informed in everything that pertains to not only our professional life, but our personal life, it can get a little overwhelming, I guess, to say the least. So today I'm going to provide you with actually 6 strategies, and I try to break it down as much as possible within these 6 strategies, because there are a lot more of, there are a lot of other ways that you can, stay informed. But these are the ones that I felt were easy to manage and very practical. All right, so let's get into it. And we're going to go with the first one, which is strategy number 1, the importance of keeping up with the legal trends. We're first going to say, hey, this is really important for all the reasons I just told you, right? I told you about it affects us personally and professionally, and we need to stay on top of it. But other than that, you have to be, very present with the fact that the legal industry in a nutshell is a very dynamic one, right? Like I said, it touches businesses and individuals, and it touches any type of professional, right? And since we're in it, we're legal professionals, we're in this industry, we should be able to at least grasp the basics and the foundations of what is happening. It'll help us better with our career. It'll help us, grow as a person. It'll help us be informed in general, and it'll keep us to where we need to be, right? Sometimes you don't know what you don't know, right? It's just a lay of the land. So understanding that can affect you both professionally and personally by not knowing what's going on in the legal trends, well, that's going to hinder you, right? And we don't want that. The whole point of this podcast is for you to get empowered and educated and get excited of your legal industry and the legal career and your aspirations and your goals and, whatever motivates you, right? We're not here to motivate you. Unfortunately, there's no magic formula to motivate you, but we definitely want to give you reasons to, either get motivated or stay motivated. So legal trends are really important. Now, strategy number 2 is the sources of the legal trends, right? So as legal professionals, we know how important our sources are. Understanding that you need reliable sources such as legal publications, industry blogs, reputable news outlets. And by news outlet, I mean Thomson Reuters, American Bar Association, your local bar, Florida bar, New York bar, California bar, all that. Those are the outlets I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the TV, those are definitely can be biased one way or the other. We're not getting political, not a political platform here, but understanding that the resource and the source that you're grabbing your information from is just as important as the information provided. And then you want to discuss the legal research, right? And the platforms and really research those as far as Westlaw or LexisNexis or Bloomberg, all these really reputable sources that provide us with such a streamlined, right? It provides us with a process of tracking trends, and you can actually do alerts. So if you're a Google fan like me, you can have Google alerts on your email or your web search. So if you use Google as your default search engine, you can always put alerts from those resources that I just listed for you. So that's really cool. It keeps you up to date. You can sign up for publications and blogs, of course, and have those on your, on your to do. But definitely, finding that healthy balance between researching and actually having it come to you obviously is going to be really important. And I know we all have um, limited time, and everything is important. This should be part of it, right? This should be part of your time to invest in yourself and really stay informed for both professional and personal. And then strategy number three, we want to leverage technology, and we want to leverage those trends that are analyzing it, right? So we all know that AI is a big thing, and we know ChatGPT is the lead. We have Bard, and now almost every single software that we touch, especially by the year they're saying 2027, every single software is going to have some form of AI integrated or already included in the software. So definitely learning about the technology, the tools that come with utilizing technology, like mics and lighting and cameras and virtual text. And when I mean virtual text, I mean like through the computer texting, not through your actual phone. And all these cool tools that are not only just cool but also useful, right, for our day-to-day life. So analyzing those, data analytics and monitoring those type of trends are obviously important. You want to reach out to legal tech experts or follow them on social media platforms or on YouTube. Get their insights and really see what they're up to and what they're using, right? And why they're using it. That's the most important, because sometimes we use it because we're either sponsored or we're used to it, right? So there's a big difference between being sponsored, paying to use it, or actually using it because it's something that comes easy to you and that you actually honestly like. So, being cognizant of that is obviously very important. So my fourth strategy is learning from case studies. As legal professionals, non-lawyers in specific, we usually do not pay attention to the case studies. We usually don't pay attention to legal research. Most likely those are provided to us by the attorneys that we work with, or it's already in our legal software, case management software, or it's in our templates, or like already ingrained within the template, or it's in a copy and paste format of some way, shape or form. And it's usually not done by us. The research is usually not done by us. So getting into that, right? Getting those case studies, reading those that are on your template so that you can better understand why it's on the template, why it's being used for every single personal injury, slip and fall case, or family law, divorce with one child case. Understanding the why they're automatically on there is definitely going to help you stay on top of the legal trends, but also on top of your career, right? Because you want to know why, right? The why is always important, because that's going to help you research if it gets updated, if it gets changed. Recently, Florida had a huge change in our personal injury tort law. And so because I was part of it and because I'm there, I was one of the first to realize that it was changed, and I was able to inform my clients while consulting and while providing limited paralegal services. Hey, listen, this changed. Even though some of them already knew, obviously, because they're lawyers and they get the notifications, they didn't really understand the extent of it and how it was really going to affect, especially our personal injury protection portion of the personal injury, and how that's going to affect the business, and what are the pros and cons and all that. So I got ahead of all that, and I was able to provide that extra service to my clients, which of course is invaluable. So step or strategy number five, step. Strategy number five is adapting to the regulatory changes, right? Just like I was mentioning, these laws are going to change eventually, even though the tort law in Florida specific took decades. It will eventually, and obviously we need to know when that happens. You can also put alert on those if you have a say membership with the bar, your local bar, or an association or organization involved with the specific practice that you're practicing. Get specific if you need to, but I always say, if you learn a little bit of everything, it's going to help you not only with what you do now, but it will help you, the day will come when you eventually either want to pivot or carry a conversation within a network event or something like that. And, knowing a little bit of everything goes a long way. You don't have to know everything, but at least you need to understand the basis. Now, our last strategy of the episode is balancing tradition and innovation in the legal industry. Like I said, the legal industry is one of the oldest, or actually oldest to newest, I have to say. It's kind of in the middle, even though it is one of like the professions, quote unquote. But it can get really traditional, and sometimes it's behind on the laws, societal norms, and so on and so forth. So understanding that obviously the innovation portion of it is going to be super important to stay on top of and to discuss, right? We want to discuss those challenges and research the integrations and the legal practices and the modern approaches and everything that's happening now, obviously, not only with AI, but the updates of our, case management softwares and updates of technology and how we can, discuss cases virtually, all these new things that are happening in our new normal thanks to 2020, really is something that you want to research. You want to explore and embrace the innovation, right? While maintaining those ethical standards. And that has to be a healthy balance. Sometimes it's not straightforward. Definitely not straightforward. We'll talk about that in a different episode. But I definitely want to focus on the importance of ethics and how that affects, especially the non-lawyer, right? Because we're always focused on the lawyer and how it protects the lawyer and what they need to do and all the things with, being a lawyer. But I want you to understand that it's just as important or even more when it comes to being a non-lawyer because we carry the same oath. So definitely get that healthy balance. So let's just sum up what I just said and put it in a digestible way where you can kind of take it in and really make it your own, right? So staying on top of the legal trends, it's not just a necessity, right? It's a strategic advantage. You want to make sure that you are staying on top of it, but you're also implementing it in your day in and day out, both personal and professional, because it's going to give you a heads up and it's going to give you a leg up, right? So understanding that it's going to provide you with valuable insights, practical, tips and implementations that you can do on a day to day. And obviously, we know it's ever changing and we know it's sometimes overwhelming to find time to do this. But if the information can come to you, whether it's through following someone on social media and getting the little, brief summaries and not, having to read the entire synopsis, okay, that's great. However, you learn, right? However you can grasp this information. We all learn differently. There's different ways of receiving information, but there's also different ways of digesting it and actually having the information stick, right? So I can give you 5 million different ways to do it, but at the end of the day, it's up to you as how you want to do it. So really having that balancing act is going to help you. So I hope this helped. And until justice is served, I'll be here. Bye, guys.